All right, finally at pick 9 of 9, pick 188 overall. In the sixth round, the Tennessee Titans selected Kalel Mullings out of Michigan, 6'2", 225. And welcome to the channel. So I'll try to treat every video as if you're first discovering me. My name is Charles Barnes. I've been doing this for a decade plus. Um, PFF certified data analyst, had some chops coaching, been in college front offices with the recruiting offices, had some places to go, and always mention this and throw that in there just to give you context of, type of person I am. Had some offers to go to other schools because of my prowess, declined because it's a little bit too far away from family. So I definitely value family. I definitely prioritize my family over certain things. So family is very important to me. And I do this intro because I've been told that social proof and credibility is a thing and people want to hear these things. But for whatever reason, sometimes people get angry when I say that over the course of the last decade, when I've kept and documented all my accurate projections, that I'm somehow being cocky or arrogant. But then they always combat me with credibility. So I don't know how it's a slippery slope. Please comment how I combat this narrative of doing the work and being accurate, but then when I tell you that I'm accurate, it's a problem. I don't know what to do. Anyway, let's get back to Tennessee Titan football. If you want to know about my opinion of what they've done for the previous 8 picks, go look at those videos. Like, share if you like it. Don't really mind whatever you do. But I think the theme of this draft, to really put a button on it, really put a bow on it, was the Titans got a lot of athletes with workable traits, with great personalities. Yes, a lot of these picks are coach and development dependent, situation dependent, but they're banking on these players' intangibles. They're banking on their ability to improve by themselves. So a lot of self reliance in these picks and their ability to improve on their own time. High floor, high retention, because so many of these players have special teams value. They have staying power because of their high character. So this Mulling selection is clearly adding an element to this running back room that they do not have currently. And that is a closer, that is a short yardage back, that is a physical specimen. Um, he averaged 5.7 yards per carry in the fourth quarter alone because that was closing time. That is the role that he has. He has special teams experience. He has 0 fumbles on 243 touches. He's a former linebacker that got converted to running back, and he even got to a point to where he beat out Donovan Edwards at running back. And if anybody knows Donovan Edwards was the running back that I think he got on the cover of NCAA, the new NCAA game, which I don't know what that means. I don't even know why I said it, but Donovan Edwards is a very well known running back that has been playing running back. And I think he took that mantle from him just because of his consistency. He hits the hole. I think some of the concerns is he has a very low percentage of runs over 10 yards. His stuff rate, which I believe just based off of first contact, which could be an offensive line stat, he doesn't really have much production after when he gets like stuffed in the backfield. But in terms of like pure running ability, I think he can be a RB3, um, short yardage role to special teams, you know, gunner, would it be some, or even in protection, he's a very physical player. So um, his competition is Julius Chestnut. So Julius Chestnut also adds a physical back, but he also adds return ability. He also adds the ability to catch out of the backfield. So he has a road, definitely an uphill climb in terms of beating out Chestnut for that role. So I think that he's probably going to be RB4 and probably on the practice squad in his first year. But Titans could want to go a little cheaper I think that they were able to get Chestnut on a reduced contract, but I don't know how they would kind of figure that out with both of them. But I've been doing comps all day. I did not get to do it with Jackson Slater, which I'll comment on basically for those that want to know. Shaq Calhoun, Chris Spencer for Jackson Slater. If you remember those two players, Spencer had a long career as a interior offensive lineman. Calhoun had a decent career as well, off and on. Um, but Kalel, which I like to say his name is Superman Way Kalel. Um, I think he has a role like as a Ryan Nall, Carson Steele, if you remember him coming out of UCLA last year, just a physical back, downhill back that can make plays. I think on the high end, because I do like the way that he runs, he can be like a Brian Robinson Jr. type of guy. And we have to remember Brian Robinson Jr. still hasn't had an 1,000-yard season yet. He's had a couple 700-yard seasons. So I think that's very attainable for Kalel Mullings if he was that workhorse back, but I don't see him being that in this particular situation. But I do like his traits. He is very underrated as a runner. And I understand why the Titans have picked literally every one of the Titans picks. I understand the thinking behind them. But like I said, their theme of the draft is what is helping them in terms of getting high understanding from me. Because if I didn't understand the theme, if I thought the players were, if I thought the players didn't have the intangibles, because analytically these players aren't graded being rated very well analytically. If you go and search for any type of information on these players, there's a handful that stands out. Like you search Cam Ward, you're gonna get raving reviews, and not just from the ethos of people talking, but like substantiated evidence that supports the pick and production. So Cam Ward, you search him, you're gonna get some reinforced opinions about him. You search for Chimray Chimray DK, you're gonna get raving reviews about him. You search Jackson Slater, you're gonna get more reviews than you think about him. Um, Alec Ayomanor, he EA, he is up and down in terms of evaluation. And then everybody else, you're probably not gonna get like substantiated support as opposed to, and I'm kind of alluding to and introducing my and slash segueing my selections that I would have taken, where it's the exact opposite. So we'll see how it goes. I think this is as a collective draft, I think this is a B plus for the Titans. A solid C plus, B plus to C plus. They got a lot of players that kind of move a little funky for me. You know, those that know me know that I study movement as well. So there could be some injury concerns with this class, but it definitely has a high floor, like I said, for retention, because there's so much special teams value. There's so much like underrated ability, like with DK being a versatile wide receiver and returner. There's a guy that has a high ceiling that is on the hero's journey with EA Alec Iomanor. Can he become the next Michael Crabtree, or is he just going to become Nick Westbrook Akine 2.0? And that's okay as well. Then you got guys, can Kevin Winston Jr. stay healthy? Then you got, can Femi Oladejo develop? Then you got Cam Ward, can he stay healthy? Can he stay level-headed? You got Gunnar Helm, can he add weight and add a different element to his game? And then you have Jackson Slater, can he get bigger, stronger, and really carve out a role? And really carve out a role at center? Can Marcus Harris find a spot as a special teams guy and move up from the depths of the cornerback 6 or 7? Can he move up to 4 or 5? And then Kalel Mullings, can he beat out Julius Chestnut? Everybody has like a villain in front of them, whether it be Slater with Corey Levin, whether it be Mullings with Julius Chestnut, whether it be Helm with Josh Wiley, um, and everybody else. I think they have a clear path to getting some production, because Marcus Harris, I think that's the guy that's almost surefire. I think it's probably going to start off on the practice squad. And then you got the fringe guys like Helm and Slater, if they can't beat out the people that they need to beat out, as well as Mullings. So I like the draft B plus to C plus, depending on, saying the movement skills and injury projection, which you don't hope it happens, but I also study movement skills. That's what makes me a little bit different than everybody else. But like the draft, coming up is going to be my version or what I would have done with my live selections for the Tennessee Titans. Other than that, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I will see you on the next one.